So last year, I was asking myself, should I move to this new city? And I was feeling it in my heart to, hey, take a leap of faith. My heart just was kept telling me that, just take a leap of faith, move to the new city, embrace your passions and your art and all these things. So I did. I took a leap of faith and I moved to this new city. So I'm here in this new city. I'm in New York City. I'm in a shelter. I'm in a homeless shelter. I've been here for a year. Now, a lot of things were supposed to move faster than how they moved. I've been here for a year. I was supposed to be out of this shelter for my fourth month here, then also on my like seventh to eighth month here, and I set myself back. But I've been here a year now, and I should be getting my apartment soon. I got a voucher. I signed my lease, and I'm just waiting on the move-in date and getting the keys. So in the last year, I made mistakes. I lost momentum. I got discouraged, but I just kept going. And I'm still here. But if there's things that I learned throughout this last year, definitely for those of y'all that are woke or awake, and you know that your mind and your energy creates your reality and all these things, and you know that you just have to keep going, keep working hard, keep having It's the 4th of July today. They had all the fire hydrants turned on all around the city and stuff, right? But I got a roommate, whatever, but he's at work, I guess, or something. So yeah, as soon as I got here, I got Medicaid, I got food stamps, I got EBT, all these things, all the benefits that the city of New York gives you, which I feel like we are meant to just pluck an apple out of a tree and eat. I don't feel like we were meant to pay for food, but we were born into this system, so we just going and getting back what we can get, especially for those that start from zero, from nothing. You don't got no family, you don't got no help. It's a little different when you are born in these circumstances versus somebody who was born with everything. So I moved to the city, and basically homeless, in a homeless shelter, all these things. And I just want to say, man, like, there's different ups and downs that I went to when I first moved here. That's what I wanted to say. I was so encouraged, so inspired. I actually have videos. You could tell my demeanor, everything. I was so inspired, so motivated, felt so in tune and aligned. And I took this leap of faith. I took the bus. I came here. I actually have videos. I should put them together and post them so you guys can see the journey, so you guys can understand it better. And then 4 months in, after getting all the benefits and getting myself a job, because for you to get a certain type of help, like for you to get an apartment and all these things, you need to actually have a job. They don't just give you things for free. That's a misconception that people have. So I got a job, and I was working this job or whatever. I came here in June. So in October, I took a quick trip back to Florida, where I was at, to celebrate a loved one's birthday because I love them dearly. And a couple setbacks happened. So when I came back to New York 8 days later, I kind of like had to start all over again after 4 months. So that was my first setback after I moved to the city, my fourth. And then when I got here, when I came back, I started all over from zero. And then fast forward 6-7 months later, I had another setback around February, which I haven't documented as well. I felt like I got a little sick, my heart. I went to the hospital, and long story short, I ended up leaving my job to get my mental right. Basically, when I went to the hospital, they told me that, I'm just going through depression and all these things. But I was going through this thing personally called impending doom feeling. It's called impending doom feeling. And it's the worst thing that you can possibly ever go through is mental. And it just felt like that was it. My life is over. It's crazy. I don't wish this on nobody. It's worse than depression. It's worse than anxiety. It's worse than stress. It's like all of those things times 1,000, plus the thought of my life is on a timer, like for some reason, to the point where you get paranoid and you think there's something wrong with your body, and you go to the hospital, all these things. So I was going through that, and then that triggered this state of depression for the next couple of months. And I've never been through depression in my 20s. I mean, I feel like I used to stress, and I used to go through pain and sadness, and I lost loved ones in life. But I've never experienced what I experienced recently in February, which is like the impending doom feeling, just this crazy thing. And I'm still coming out of it. And so basically, I went through stress, so I let myself go down emotionally. But also throughout that whole year, I've been trying to force myself to do certain things that I've been wanting to do, like content, making music. That's my passion. That's my art. This is what I do. I document, I journal, all these things, right? Getting in shape, getting physically healthy, but I've been kind of like going through it lately, so I lost some weight. I'm a little skinny, but I try to work out and all these things. But you know, throughout my whole life, I was always deficient. I wasn't really eating right, so I'm catching up on a lot of things. Really, what I wanted to make this video for was to like give you guys like a little intro into this channel, because it's about time I do this. I was really supposed to make this channel years ago, and even especially this last year, and I just keep pushing these things to the side. I don't know what it is, and it's just every time I want to take action, like things get in my way. But what I wanted to say is, I want to encourage certain people that are actually, specifically the people that are homeless, people that don't have no family, people that don't have no encouragement, people that literally your phone does not ring, literally not. I'm talking about you literally have nobody. Like you wake up, you go to sleep, and your phone didn't ring once, and for periods of weeks and months where nobody calls you. And I know what that is, and it leads to loneliness, you know, sadness, maybe depression, but it really isolates you, and it makes you, it triggers other things. Now, it doesn't happen to everybody, because my first couple of months, I've always grew up by myself. There's certain times where I might reach out to a family member or something, but this last year was my first time ever just genuinely not reaching out to anyone, you know, no family, no friends. There's been times where I've gone without family, but I would still have like a friend or two that would contact me, or I'll be, but this was the first time where for some reason, everybody was just out of my life. I guess basically I didn't have that light and that motivation that I used to have, so everybody would be attracted to me. But for some reason, I started going through like a gloomy, dark season, and I really didn't feel like I don't know, everybody got away from me. You know, I just lost my brother a couple of years ago, like 2, 3, 4 years ago. I just try not to keep track, but a lot of people just got away from me, and you know, they just got away from me ever since my brother passed. But the whole point, what I'm trying to say is like isolation and being by yourself. I want you guys to know that, as harsh as it may seem, and I don't want to seem harsh, I'm here with you guys. You guys are not alone. There's other people that are going through the same thing as you, probably even worse. So we're here. You're not alone. I'm here for you guys, and hopefully you guys can be here for me, or be here for other people that are going through the same thing. But I want to tell you that nobody's gonna save you. There's no savior outside of yourself that can save you. You can believe in whatever you want to believe in, religions or whatever, but at the end of the day, you have to come save yourself. You have to get yourself out of that depression. You have to get yourself out of the rut. You have to motivate yourself to wake up and have these goals, dreams, like just really add this structure into your life, and just start going full throttle, especially if you're a man. And I know this sounds like real basic stuff, but this is really coming from somebody who's been going through literally hell on earth, and just loneliness, dark. Like I don't have no family, my family is alive, but there's another video for that, you know. But and it's just like real lonely, coldness. Just the people that I did have in my life, they're doing evil things towards it's just. So just the hurt and the pain of people not just not being there, but knowing that they're being cruel on top of that, and they just really just like want you to keep failing and all these things. And I just want to say that like really you have to really just get yourself out of whatever mental rut you're in, whatever depression and all these things. Genuinely, nothing's gonna change unless you change it yourself. You can have conversations with people or whatever, watch motivational videos, but you really have to get yourself out of that rut. Shout out to my uncle. He sent me this from the afterlife, and this just, it really, you know, it means something to me. I don't know why I just mentioned that, but you know, and yeah, so I took this leap of faith at the same time last year, and we're here now, 12th of July, and I'm still in this homeless shelter, but I just really want you guys to just know you're not alone, one, and that you have to be your own savior, you know. So, and you know, there was a lot of ups and downs. Like I said in the beginning, I was highly inspired. I was working first couple, 3, 4, 5 months, just locked in. And the things that honestly, this is the important part. The things that actually brought me back into the old chapter, because I have moved into the new chapter. I moved to this new city. I was getting away from a lot of things, the toxic things that didn't mean me any good. So my new chapter, I moved here and I felt fresh, rejuvenated, new energy, inspired, happy about any little thing, grateful for just even having a shelter. Nowadays, I don't even want to be here no more, right? I want to have my own apartment. I want to move. But when I first got here last year, I was just so grateful for having a bed, having a surface where I could put my laptop and I was so grateful for every little thing. And I still am. But something happened in between that. When I moved on and I came here, I was in this new realm, new phase, but I kind of left some energetic doors open, or maybe I didn't, but I opened them back up and went to them accidentally without realizing it, like old people from my past, or certain emotions attached to people. It's usually people, and it's maybe some habits, but usually with me, people. And I went back to, like I said, I went back to Florida my 4th month here for like a little birthday, and I basically opened up a energetic door. So it just completely just changed my whole momentum, and basically, you guys stay locked in, stay motivated, stay locked in. When you take that leap of faith and you change your life and you go towards a new phase, you gotta stay locked in. I did run across this whole thing called nervous system regulation and making sure that your nervous system is healed and recalibrating and all these things. That's a different story. You can do that, but especially not when you go back to like an old habit or an old relationship that you outgrew, or old family members that caused trauma in your life, and you moved on to heal. But then after you heal yourself, you think that you're ready, like, oh, maybe I could come back, and you can. Maybe you're solid and you healed past a lot of things, but just you going back and those people not changing their behaviors, and then whatever, it can affect you. And you'll really know if you actually healed, or if that's even a thing, or if you can endure on all these things. You just really have to stay strong in your new energy and your new embodiment, and not letting anything affect you. We're all just growing always, and a lot of things that we thought we passed, and then we go through a certain situation and we stumble on it and be like, oh damn, I thought I passed that. Well, life, we're always growing and we're always learning about ourselves, and a lot of things is not just about healing. It's always about constantly like re-healing ourselves, or just, we're constantly evolving. There's certain things like losing a loved one taught me that you don't just heal sometimes you just really gotta teach yourself how to endure pain and still be your best self, even though you went through things. I wouldn't say you're healing that, because the thought of that person still may hurt you, or things like that, but just learning how to live in full embodiment of love and peace, regardless of the fact that there's hurtful things that are going on or happen. It's just really just staying strong within your energy, and but what I wanted to say was just that, if for those of you that are homeless or don't have no family, or you're lonely, just homelessness, loneliness, and kind of like hopelessness, like you feel like you can't see the light anymore, and this is coming from somebody I was the most positive in my family. I had the most faith. I never dealt with doubt in my life. Like, I've always felt like everything is possible, I'm gonna make it happen, and then just recently, this year, 2026, this was the first time ever in my life where I've dealt with this thing called doubt. I'd never dealt with doubt before, like, oh, is this thing gonna really happen? And anything can happen when you take action, but I've never dealt with that, and that triggered a lot of things, along with going to the hospital and all these things. It just triggered this whole depression, doubtfulness, hopelessness, dark voidness, kind of like a shadow, dark night of the soul type thing, kind of like shadow work. It just, but heavy too, and the voidness, with sadness and pain. So it was just really hard to get myself out, and it took me months. This was the longest it ever took me to get out of this thing. And right when I was halfway kind of coming out, I got attacked again, just last month on my birthday, with a loved one. Same one that kind of like triggered me back in October, my 4th month into New York. But the whole thing is, wow, when it gets dark, when it gets lonely, when you by yourself, you don't have no funds, no money, no food, you're hungry, you're deficient in your nutrients, you're weakened, you're losing your health, all these things, your health, all these things, you can still make it out, and you're the only person who can get yourself out. Like, you really have to motivate yourself. And I want to say that in life you're gonna go through, and I don't want to declare this to nobody, but if you were born in a toxic environment or toxic family, or families that don't got it all together, like, you know, there's people who are born fortunate in a rich family, all these things. We're talking about the people who came from just broken families, toxicity, homelessness, ghetto, all this stuff. Then you were already born into mishaps. So the fact that you're gonna go through things, you already went through things being born into a certain family that may not have gave you the best guidance and all these things. So in life, whether you go through, whether you are going to or you may go through things, I just want to say that regardless of if you go through things in life, if it gets hard, if there's struggles, there's people putting their foot in your way, there's unfortunate circumstances, because life doesn't happen to us. We create everything in our life. Sometimes in the past, maybe we weren't aware of that, but once we're aware of it, we could change it. But you know, realizing that where we're at now may be hurt, in lack or in need of certain things, because we're just now coming to the true reality of ourselves, that we can control our lives, right? We didn't always have this knowledge of ourselves, that we can just change our thought process, our energy, step into full embodiment, and then just keep going from there. And when I say stepping into your true embodiment, it's stepping into the true embodiment of who you are, which is infinite. You're whole. You are God's consciousness having a physical experience. You have the power within you. All you gotta do is get yourself out of that stress, get yourself out of that depression, get yourself out of that hurt, and then not just that, but then create and overwhelm yourself, fill yourself up with the good, the love, the joy. Because I was going into my past, the hurt and all these things, trying to fix the hurt, but I wasn't focusing on the next, the good, the new, the opportunities. You feel me? I was more like, what's up, bro? I was more still trying to like fix the past, fix the hurt, fix the pain, but all I'm doing by doing that is low-key staying in the pain, because as you fix these things and you organize the things that happen in your past with trauma, with family and all these things, that you can do that. But you have to way more than you doing this. You have to create this new and step into it, which is new memories. The same way that a negative experience or a negative past could traumatize you and your nervous system and keep you in a broken state, the same thing, you basically gotta traumatize yourself in a positive way by exposing yourself to good things, new trips, new city, good food, healthy food, happy situations, happy friendships, happy vibes. And if you don't got no friends or you're lonely, just take a little trip to the bookstore, start just having small experiences that make you feel good, make you feel grateful. But the whole point is overwhelm yourself with goodness, because that's what's gonna rewire your nervous system to feel comfortable feeling good again. But if you're just doing the trying to heal the trauma and thinking about the past and the pain and how, which is good to think about the past and fix certain things and meditate on them, but when you're just doing that and you haven't done enough of this, and not just that, but more of this than this, like a lot more of this, then you're just gonna be stuck kind of like in a state of it has a name, analysis paralysis. You're just gonna be more in a state of trying to fix this and the pain, and I think I healed it, and yeah, I healed it, and I'm just gonna go to work. I healed the pain, and then you might be motivated at work. You're not thinking about pain or hurt or anything, but you're also not filling yourself up with new goals, with the future, with thinking about the things that are gonna happen once you take this action, and feeling good while you're at work and getting out of work. So it's not just healing the hurt and the pain and being at the 0 point. It's cool, but also filling yourself up with love and joy, so it could override the old system. At least with my experience, you know. So, because it makes you feel fulfilled, it makes you feel whole, it makes you feel full of love, full of peace. So, I'm throughout this whole video, I've been trying to remember why I was supposed to make this video, but I'm just going, you know. But I just know that a year ago I moved here. There was a lot of ups and I was documenting them, and I wanted this channel to be just about ups. But literally halfway in my journey, it was just going like I'm metaphorically going down, and it just got dark. So it's like, wow, how can I post on this channel when this channel is meant to just be positive? I'm not going through too much positive things, and I know the power is within me to change these positive things, but I wasn't, because I was overwhelmed and I was going through things. Even though I knew the knowledge, it was just so, it was getting like, I would say it wasn't hard, but I just couldn't bring myself to just embody this truth and just make videos, make beats. I would go to the studio, make beats for people, but in the studio is something I love, but it's like my heart wasn't feeling fulfilled, and it was because subconsciously I had like, there's just a lot of things, pain. I'm not creating the things that I want to do for myself, like making videos and actually working out 24/7 and actually keeping up with the eating healthy. I wasn't really applying that, and it started trickling down into other things that didn't have nothing to do with that, just my overall life. So, and after I fell in the hole, in the darkness, in the void, it's like subconsciously I was waiting for a raft, for a ship, for a hand to save me, because I was there for everyone. When I was in my most positive, I was always giving people light, positivity, energy. So it was bringing me more down, feeling hurt, knowing that there's people who are just stop reaching out. They it seems like they don't care about me going through my little dark phase for once, and I just felt really betrayed and things like that, and it just kept me in a state of hurt. Basically, you can have all the knowledge in the world, but you being hurt could just keep you stuck in a phase of non-action. Just, we all know what comes with being hurt, pain, sadness, all these low frequency things. It can make you feel stagnated, and you think that you have all the time in the world to do it tomorrow, or maybe I'll just rest now, and it just keeps you just really have to break out of that and just go, So, and then when I say go, everybody's life is individual, is separate. So you have your own goals, your own agendas, your own mission, your own route to get out of the place where you're at. I might have to take stairs, you might have to take a ladder, you might have to climb a rope. We're all different, but we just have to do it. We know what's in front of us, just do that. And you know what that doing is. For the last year, while I was in hurt and pain and going through, I knew what I needed to do. I really wasn't doing it for a lot of reasons. We could say a lot, but mainly what I described was part of that. And honestly, just the best antidote and the best for anything is just really just get yourself, just wake up and get yourself out of the rut. And I'm saying this because as of lately, these past couple of weeks, I think month or two, especially like today, just waking up has been so hard for me. I've never dealt with it. I'm telling you guys, just waking up is just like, I'll feel at peace because I'm waking up from sleeping, and then that just the same thought from these last days just come out of nowhere. I've dealt with sadness in the past, but I've never dealt with this. I'm talking about as soon as I wake up, 2 seconds later, this darkness comes in, and it's like the same thoughts from yesterday and the thing that went left, and how I messed up my life, and how I didn't take advantage of my early 20s, and all these things just come in, and it's like, I want to go back to sleep, when usually I would just hop out of bed, go take a shower, do things, so it's like, oh man, and it just creating this thing, even though I know the knowledge, even though I know what I need to do, which is just embody my infinite essence that I am, and just step into it. And it's like this 3D things that would stagnate you guys sometimes, stagnate me, like knowing that we're just limited. Like this planet, this world has been here for millions, billions, trillions of years. We might only have 60, 70 years of life, and we're gonna spend it because something in the 3D affected us, or we're gonna be so down when we have the ability to be like, okay, this is 3D things, but I know my infiniteness. I know that I can speak, I can yell, I can sing, I can dance, I can create, I can paint, I can do, there's things going on, but it's like, what? This, like, dude, we can do all of this. And that's why I'm really making this video, honestly, to get myself out of this rut, speaking life into myself, speaking life into whoever's going through this. And I really want people that are going through stuff to meet up here. This is the meeting place. Like people who are homeless, lonely, in a dark void, or just are not aware of energy, frequency. We're here. And I have Instagrams where I repost a lot of things that explains things more in depth with the scientific research behind it and all these things. I'm not gonna do that because there's people already doing it, but I'll repost it and reshare it for you guys so you guys can get woke if you want to learn about the left and the right hemisphere of the brain and how energy and frequency affects all things, like the double slit observer experiment and all these things, like molecules, atoms, and neutrons, how it affects us, how religion and Jesus is just a metaphor for light and coming back into our true enlightenment of who we are. Like all these things, yo. I come from the ghetto, so I'm not even supposed to know none of these things. So the fact that I know these things, I can process it and translate it to you guys in the language that I speak and where I came from. You know, I came from the hood, I came from the bottom, I came from the ghetto, I came from you know, hip hop culture and things like that. And I did, for the grace of God, I learned all these things and I exposed myself to the truth. And I'm just filtering it out through the language that I know, you know, which is English. I know Spanish and certain slang words and things like that. But yeah, man, just the choice is up to you. Don't wait on motivation, because a lot of times motivation is not just gonna strike from the sky or anything. And you just really have to be like, okay, I feel dark, I feel alone, I feel lonely. What's the first thing I can do? Okay, you know. You can meditate, just and if that's hard to do, then do a physical task. Go brush your teeth and go outside and catch some sunlight. That's what was working for me. Waking up, it was hard for me to, back then it was easy, but going through this dark depression thing, it was getting hard for me to just, as soon as I wake up, to just think something positive, because I'll be so overwhelmed with things. So what I'll do is, while I'm overwhelmed, I'll brush my teeth really quick. I usually like to shower, but since I'm so overwhelmed, I don't even want to shower right now. I don't even want to wake up. But since I know depression and anxiety, I know that's I'm going through a rut, and it's gonna dig me down deeper into a rut. So I know I need to do something within myself, because nobody's gonna control my body. I know I need to do something myself. So I would wake up and just throw my shoes on and go straight to the sun outside for 20-30 minutes and try not to use the phone, just go to the sun and walk. And just walk. And anytime there's a negative thought, we can control our mind. We even though we wake up with thoughts and stuff, you can choose to ignore it. If you can't not control the thoughts, you can at least ignore them. And then when you ignore them, don't just ignore them, but consciously, intentionally create new thoughts. Like, okay, you know, it's not the end of life. Okay, I'm gonna be positive. But you're sick, or your body might be fit. Okay, well, I'm gonna book an appointment and I'm gonna go get my blood work done and make sure and see what I'm fit. Just create plans to fix the negative thoughts that are trying to create. Then just create new thoughts that fight these old thoughts and make resolutions within your head, and then remind yourself that you're gonna follow up with it. Maybe take a notepad and write the thing, make an action plan, and then keep up with it. But when you don't do this, you're gonna stay stuck in that mental rut and all these things. So this is coming from somebody who is genuinely in that rut right now. Like, I'm in the homeless. Look, this is the free food that they give us here. The reason why I'm eating is because it's vegan. Also, I'm vegan, and it's hard for me to find food. You know, so that meal that I just showed you is provided by the shelter. I'm actually going through the darkness, not just the homelessness and living in the shelter. That's real cliche. There's a lot of people that go through things, but they have loved ones, they have family members, they have conversations with their family for hours straight while they're in the shelter. So they don't really feel the pressure of being alone. They're just going through a little bit of homelessness, but they still got friends that they could go to their house and all these things, and that's cool. That's a blessing. But I'm talking about not having nothing, nobody, no phone, no human interaction. That could drive somebody insane. So you really gotta be your best friend. You really gotta be your own encouragement. You really gotta be your own guidance. You really have to be your own drive. You have to push yourself, and overall be kind to yourself. Be so loving and kind to yourself. And you guys know it. You've watched all the videos. You know, you got all the knowledge. It's just really a matter of just you getting yourself out yourself, genuinely. So yeah, man, drink your water, and also get away from heavy density foods that bring you down, because if you're doing that just makes everything harder. That's a whole nother video. But eat light foods, eat fruits and vegetables, drink water. Don't overindulge, because even if you get all the mind stuff right, your body is another story, and it can make you feel heavy, and then it'll make your thoughts be heavy. So if you can already free yourself mentally and be light in your mind, then try to follow up with that with your body, so you can keep yourself light. And that's one of the issues with me in life. When I would have positive phases in life and I would be positive and I'm inspired mentally, I would still have a corrupt diet that would subconsciously make me feel tired. My body feels weak, and then therefore the thought process kind of reflects the body feeling tired. So now your thought process is more like, can I actually do this? I've been tired lately, so can I actually follow through? So it's a mind, body, soul thing, But as far as the mind part, for people dealing with the mind thing, like I was saying, I'm going through it, and I'm bringing myself out. So if I can bring myself out, anybody really, we could all bring ourselves out. And so yeah, man. I don't really want to go, but I love you guys, and just keep being kind to yourself, man. Keep being loving to yourself, and keep your heart open. Keep your heart open for love, for somebody to speak to you, somebody to help you, somebody that not everybody is out to get you. Don't let your mind make you feel like the whole world is evil. There's love out there. There's loving energies out there. There's birds, there's animals, there's the beautiful sky. There's rivers and waters and parks that you can go to get your mind right. And there's YouTubers. There's people on your frequency, and people who've been through what you've been through that can, really inspire you. Even if it's not real physical people around you, you have the internet, which is this right here. So yeah, man, this is High Frequency TV. This is the journey of living in the physical 3D while embodying this high frequency, loving, fulfilled energy, positive, feeling good, feeling grateful, and then embodying that in the physical 3D, and just like, I want to get myself out. Well, not I want to, because that means I'm doing the work right now. I'm embodied right now. That's why I'm making this video, because if I was going through stuff, I wouldn't even be making this video. And I do go through stuff, but anytime I pull out the camera and record, it's usually when I'm getting myself out. I'm embodying, I'm doing the work. So I pull out the camera. I have pulled out the camera while I'm in that darkness, and I have videos around, but like I said, I thought this channel was only supposed to be positive, but I am going to post them videos where I was at my hurtest, like at my darkest, which was just recently, a couple months ago. And I actually popped open the camera to, but I never posted them. But I was just going through so much hurt and pain and nobody to talk to, where I did it for myself so I could release it rather than leaving it there. But maybe I'll post it one day so you guys could genuinely really see that I really I've been going through this dark, man. I've been healing myself the same way that you guys are healing yourselves. Because like I said, nobody's going to do it for you. And even if you have a girlfriend or relationship or a mom or a sister that can kind of motivate you, at the end of the day, you need yourself to even keep that up, to even keep it going. So really, like, especially as a man, I don't want to say nobody's going to help you, because some people might do have help. And I don't want people to have that mindset of nobody can help you, because people can't help you. But genuinely, you really gotta have that internal force and that internal drive to just really just take control of life, just take control of life and just do it, And again, this 4th of July, I'm by myself, I'm doing this. I'm gonna make some beats later on, make music, but just keep myself in this energy. You have to keep yourself in this energy. And even if you're real positive, and then later on you might get a little bored or stressed, or them thoughts come back. It's okay to have ups and downs emotionally, as long as you just step back as an observer and don't get consumed by the thought like you're negative and you're hurt and you're pain and that's that. No, your mind could possibly remind you of something hurtful and painful from the past and start bringing up these emotions of sadness or hurt or low frequency, but you can step back as an observer and not let that be your actual energy. Just let it pass as an observer. Say no to the thought, create the new thought. Like I said, be intentional, and then you're back on it. they're back on it. You're back on it. It's like you gotta train it, keep retraining, keep recalibrating your mind, your nervous. You have to stay on top of it, until that's your natural state again. You know, so I love you guys, man. Thank you for listening.